all by yourself, but you don't have to do it alone. A series of classes in Price Hill will help you become a DIY master. And this morning, I am joined once again by Annie Gordon, Director of Do It Yourself Darlin, and Annette from 513 Woodworks. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, now we got big doings over here. What are we looking at? What are we working on?
This is a scroll saw. So this is a class we're going to be offering next month on Sunday, June 4th. And this is a machine that's used to make curved cuts and intricate cuts out of mostly wood, but you can also cut plastic, metal, so it's more decorative.
This is one of those things where it is as far as the saying goes, you got to have the right tool for the job. And there are certain things you should not be trying to do unless you have a scroll saw. Is that sort of fair to say?
That's fair to say, yes.
Yeah, okay, so what do you got over there? Can you hold up for us what you've already kind of started? Just give us a feel for it.
Sure, I can. We started just in the back here while we were waiting, the logo for your station here, 12 WKRC, and this is just a 1/4-inch plywood. And so I'm just going to finish cutting this here while we're waiting to show just the types of cuts you can make with the scroll saw that most other woodworking machines.
And then how long did it take you to get comfortable with all this?
Probably a few months when I first started. You sometimes just have to jump in, and it's trial and error, right? So you start with straight lines and trying to follow the curve, kind of like you do when you're learning how to color as a kid. And then the more you do it, obviously, the more comfortable you get with the process.
I'm going to let you start, and Annie, I'm going to come to you right now. How are things going with Do It Yourself Darlin?
Oh, it's great. Our classes have been very full, very enthusiastic customers. I don't want to call them customers, but attendees.
Yeah, sure.
And I am just loving everything that's happening. And having Annette at our class is going to be so amazing. She's truly an expert at woodworking. She has her own wood shop and her own Instagram page, which is actually how I found her.
That's awesome.
I followed her Instagram page, which is definitely worth checking out. By the way, she cut that in just maybe 10 minutes in the back.
Oh, just to get it down to the 12 and the part of the WKRC we already see.
When we arrived this morning, it was a full sheet of MDF, and she cut that right out. It was so cool.
Are you getting people coming to some of your workshops and some of your classes who have never even heard of a scroll saw, much less used one?
Absolutely. So, and all the classes are for beginners. And we go down to the basics. So you really don't need to know anything when you show up. We encourage people to come, even if they're like, I've never held a hammer before. All the more reason to come. And most of our classes are related to home repair, home renovation. Annette's class is going to be a woodworking class that's kind of an extension of home repair.
Almost like a hobby kind of thing.
It's something that you might get interested in as you're learning about taking care of your home. You might start to get interested in fine woodworking or some of the things that go along with learning tools, learning carpentry.
So I have two sons who are in Cub Scouts. And knowing how to use one of these, Annette, before the Pine Wood Derby would have been hugely helpful in my life and theirs in terms of things going better in the race. What's some other feedback you've gotten from people who have been to other classes so far?
So we've definitely had a lot of people who have come because they want to try a specific project at their house. So they're coming to the class that corresponds with that. And then sometimes someone will feel very empowered and very ready after a class, and they'll go and try it on their own. I'll get photos sent to me or videos, which I put on our testimonial page on our website. Occasionally someone will come to the class and they'll say, you know what? This was a little more than I want to handle myself, so now I feel like I know how to speak with a contractor about this, and I'm going to hire someone to do it. So it runs the gamut.
That's awesome. And you're going to sand that down a little bit. And before we wrap things up, let me ask you, what was it that drew you to this? Why did you want to learn how to use a scroll saw and get into woodworking?
So this is actually one of several different machines that I work with now, but it actually started, I wanted to garden, and I wanted to have a raised bed behind my house, and I thought I could probably do that myself if I had the right tools. So very much similar to what Annie's trying to teach people to do. So I went to the box store, Home Depot, and asked someone to cut some lumber for me, bought a basic tool set, and screwed together some beds. And I thought, well, if I had something different, I could learn new things. And so it just kind of spiraled from there, the interest in woodworking.
You can do it, and you kind of don't have to be scared. That's
Exactly.
sort of
Jump right
the
in.
feel. You
Right.
got to be willing to kind of get in there. And if people want to jump right in with you, give me that website and all the stuff where they can
Yes.
find that information.
DoItYourselfDarlin.org. All the classes are pay what you can. All of them are geared towards beginners, and it runs the gamut from electrical, plumbing, woodworking, basic carpentry. Hopefully we have something for you. We have some gardening classes too for the summer.
Awesome. Love what you do. And thank you so much for coming in.
You're very welcome.
Really, look at that. Already all set to go. I love that. All right, it is almost 9:30 now. If you are heading to the Kentucky Derby, get ready for some stickers.